Hello everybody, my name is Malcolm, and welcome to This Morning I Decided to Die, a game about helping a girl overcome her despair and anxiety, or suffering the consequences. Tonight, I will kill myself. This thought had been occupying my mind since yesterday, after appearing out of thin air. Although, who am I kidding here? It festered inside me for a long time, like a malignant tumor. Like another pimple on the body of a pubescent teen with surging hormones. Grandma always said that it's just a phase. That I'm still only 15, and everybody has pimples at that age. A teenager's body is affected by change in hormonal composition. That's why they turn into an ugly duckling. It's all a lie, of course. If that were true, the faces of all my classmates would be oozing with pus. Not just mine. I sighed. Trying to fight this deformity was useless. I used many different creams, I squashed hundreds of pimples. I even tried leaving my face alone for a long time. Nothing worked. They only grew in number. Maybe one day I would have even turned into one giant boil. If I'd planned to endure this life for a couple more years, of course. Ew, gross. Good thing that day will never come. The world will remember me as a pretty girl with just a couple of tiny pimples. Although, who am I kidding here? Just last night while standing in front of the mirror, I counted exactly 15 of them. My hands moved to my cheeks on their own, but stopped halfway. My grandma always says I shouldn't squash them. That I would leave my face scarred for the rest of my life. But I just can't leave all of these bumps alone. Somebody will definitely notice them and make fun of me. Again. Are you going to spend the rest of your life there? What are you even doing? I'll be right out, Grandma. I didn't want to leave the bathroom at all. Beyond its door, the outside world awaited me, in all its uncertainty and cruelness. Spending the rest of my life sitting here, in front of this mirror, doesn't sound like a bad idea. I mean, I don't like my reflection at all, but at least it's not trying to bully me. Did you go deaf all of a sudden? It's time for breakfast. I told you I'm coming. You're not eating at all. My grandma is a total cheapskate. She can spend hours in front of the stove, cooking tens of liters of porridge just to avoid cooking every day. That would usually suffice for a couple of days, until the porridge started going bad. Grandma always complained that I shouldn't throw away food. The porridge doesn't come free, after all. It even comes with free protein. Yum. I had to stuff it down my throat and wait for the next cooking day. Today I had bugs in my porridge. I barely kept myself from shoving my hand in there to see whether or not they were real or not. I've heard that our brains can do all sorts of things if the desire for something is high enough. And right now, my only desire was to overthrow the plate on top of Grandma's gray hair and run away. I'd do anything just to avoid eating this slop. What's wrong with you today? Everything's fine. Then eat up. She has no idea this is going to be our last breakfast together. Even though I'd tell her everything if she were to ask. It's not like I trust her. I'm just curious as to what she would say. Would she laugh in my face? Would she shout and swear? Would she hit me? Or would she just shrug me off? The last option was the most believable. Grandma was only concerned with one thing, whether I ate or not. I wonder, will she put my corpse in this kitchen chair when I die? Will she spoon-feed it or grumble about me not eating anything? Will she even notice that I'm dead? I'm not hungry. I'll eat at school. Who do you think I cooked all of this for? I told you to eat, so eat! Her scorching stare met with mine, empty and lifeless. I'll eat the slop with all of its maggoty goodness. Sure, Grandma. I started poking the porridge with a spoon, without a speck of enthusiasm. Lumpy, sticky substance got stuck in my throat. One of the bugs scratched at the walls of my esophagus, trying to escape. I almost vomited straight into the plate. See? You can do it when you try. Grandma smiled, content. You need to eat home cooking, or else you'll get gastritis. Maybe if you weren't this rebellious, you would have been way more healthy. She made me eat gross stuff that was a week old anyway. I only ate home cooking, but my body was still rotting on the inside. Thanks to it, I already had gastritis, pancreatitis, and a bunch of other illnesses, the names of which I don't remember. I drink mounds of pills, but I never get better. Pills. Every morning right after breakfast, Grandma always puts a glass full of vitamins, ferments, and God knows what else in front of me. You're costing me a fortune. Where did you manage to batter your body so badly, you filth? I like to think that those pills close the circle of despair. If the spoiled food does me no good, Grandma can at least offset that with fish oil and mezyme. Why did God send me such a sickly granddaughter? Hey, will you say something? Why wouldn't you say anything? I rushed to drink the pills down with water. I knew all too well what would happen if I tried to talk back. Besides, what could I say? Yes, Grandma, I'm the most sickly girl in the world. I'm sorry you're having to deal with me. I won't do that again. Although, today those words would have made sense. I wasn't going to do it again. God sends her a granddaughter like this, and he will also take her away. It's a fair deal, I guess. I need to go to school. Bye, Grandma. For the first time this month, the clouds parted, and the sun showed itself from behind them. I didn't care. It shined to everyone but me. It warmed everyone but me. It existed outside of this world. I swam against the flow of life, descending deeper and deeper into the void. Sometimes anxious, negative thoughts filled my mind and interfered with my everyday life. Sometimes they existed somewhere in the background, but they never went away. Today, my head was full of white noise. My thoughts never stopped their chaotic and anxious movements inside my skull, but now they were doing it under some sort of veil. It was difficult to think them away. They always managed to slip away. I caught them meticulously, one by one, then examined them. They were all the same. I'm selfish. Am I really going to just abandon everything dear to me? What would happen to my boyfriend without me? Will he blame myself for my death? Come to think of it, if we break up before that happens, it will be easier for him to get over the fact I'm no longer alive. That still feels wrong, though. I can't do this to a person that loved me until the very end. He endured my antics all this time and never hit me. He always told me the truth, even when I didn't ask. I know how difficult it is to love someone like me, but at least he's doing his best. Hi. You waited for me near the entrance as usual. You're later than usual today. Where have you been? I could never understand why he always needed to know that. I mean, he clearly knows I was at home. He's worrying about me too much. Sometimes it annoyed me. Sometimes it upset me. Sometimes it puzzled me. Sometimes it gave me hope. I doubt he'd be so worried about me if he didn't love me. At the same time, I felt immensely ashamed and uncomfortable. For being late, and for letting myself get angry at him. And for intending to break his heart. I was home. You're lying. He looked me straight in the eye. I always felt weak and helpless under this stare of his. I wanted to shrink to a dot and hide. To become unnoticeable. Invisible. I would have done anything just to avoid him getting mad at me. Maybe all this time I just wanted to be blind? Well, that makes sense. I'm not lying. Don't you dare lie to me. Fear shackled me. I felt it with every cell in my body. Its sticky tentacles spread everywhere, leaving a trail of anxiousness in their wake. Can we not fight, at least today? Did I imagine it, or did he really just smirk? I think this is what they call sadism. This is not exactly healthy. This guy's a jerk. Alright, I'm sorry. I was just very worried. I thought your health got worse again or something. He flashed me a soft smile and stretched out his hand. Huh? Just a second ago, there was a flame of hatred in his eyes. So what happened? Did I really just imagine it? I lowered my gaze in hesitation. I won't be able to squeeze a single word out of myself while he's looking at me like this. I'm going to try going for the bad ending first. So, this is gonna hurt, but I can't do this. I can't watch him suffer. I'm so weak and useless. Why couldn't I just tell him what was on my mind? It would be great if all the stories about heaven and hell were just fairy tales. I don't want to see him stricken with grief from the other side. I hope I can just disappear and never exist again. Sure, I love you. Let's go. My classes are starting soon. I hate myself. What's wrong? What's wrong with your face? I smiled without thinking. It's fine. Crap. He didn't deserve such a lie. Anxiousness wreathed in my head like a bowl of snakes. I just wanted this day to be over so I could end everything. When I die, I won't need to care anymore. The classes end in a flash. The sun hid behind the massive cloud. It's going to rain soon. I was going to the psychiatrist's office for some reason. I was forced to make an appointment 3 months ago, but today was the first day he was able to see me. At least, that's what Grandma told me. So at least 90 or even more miserable people separated me and his office. I wonder, did they also have to wait for their turn this long? How many of them were beyond help, just like me? When people want to give themselves a chance, the world just takes it away. That's so unfair. I hate this world. It's said that not a single person who commits suicide actually wants to kill themselves. All of them want to live, but in some other place. Somewhere where things are not this bad. Do I really want to die? Maybe I just need to escape this place, and everything will magically sort itself out? I sighed. I tried running away from home multiple times. Some nights I spent under my friend's door. He never let me in for some reason. Sometimes he would even chase me away from the hallway, so I had to hide under a balcony in my neighborhood. It never ended well. I would just get another harsh talking to from Grandma, and continue living like before. Maybe it'll be great, living in the place far away from here. Yeah, if only I could leave my familiar, cozy little hell. But what if it's impossible? I didn't even notice how I got to the door of that coveted office. My feet grew roots into the floor. I couldn't move. Next. So I wasn't the only person visiting him today. 90 miserable people turned into 190 in the blink of an eye. Although, I guess a lot more people than that came to him in those 3 months. I cried like that. I couldn't imagine. I did my best, but the sad, sick people blurred and settled in my mind as sticky, anxious slush. Or was it mush? It was getting harder and harder to think. I decided to stare at the door to distract myself. even though someone was already waiting for me on the other side. There was no name on the plate hanging on the door, but even without it, I knew who I was visiting. His name was a bunch of letters and numbers that I cannot read. Grandma couldn't stop talking about him. He will definitely fix your head. If even can't make you normal, then I don't know what will. He must be a great doctor if people say this much about him. Come on in already. He's gonna try and make me reconsider my suicide. I didn't want to think what would happen if he succeeds. Hello. The office was cold and empty on the inside. Apart from 2 chairs and the table cluttered with stacks of paper. 100 miserable people immediately turned into 500. Or maybe 5,000. Is that you? A pair of watchful eyes measured me from head to toe. Hello, Gendo. I was dissected and put under a microscope. Although, who am I kidding here? Although he was pondering if I was even worth getting under the slide. I gulped. Yes, that's me. Don't just stand in the doorway. The doctor's hand pointed at the nearby chair. Too close. I slowly crossed the office and sat across from him. His pupils darted around, trying to grasp at least something positive about me. After failing that task, the doctor froze up, looking past me. As if his eyes had already burned a hole in my body, and the rest of it was about to be dissolved by acid. If I go away, my problems will also go away. End of session. What's troubling you? We will say nothing. Gendo. I made an appointment with you 3 months ago. There was something bothering me back then, but now I don't care. Really now. The doctor squinted. Did he not believe me? Although, that would make sense. Even I couldn't trust myself sometimes. Then why did you come? I waited for too long to not come at all. Why is it so difficult to get an appointment here anyway? What? Did you think you were special or something? I thought about this all the way to his office. But I decided against voicing my thoughts. Why are you talking to me like that? All I did was ask a question. I'm the one asking questions in this office. Do you have a hypothesis about the cause of your aggression? Aggression? This therapy session is just some kind of evil joke, right? How dare he make fun of me after so many months? He managed to make me really angry in just a couple of seconds. I'll complain to your superiors. So you do care after all, huh? I hesitated. He got me there. I don't give a damn. If that's the case, there's no reason to complain either. Maybe. But I'll still do it. Maybe then you'll start helping people instead of tormenting them with unbearable waiting time and your snide remarks. Goodbye. I slammed the door shut and ran into the corridor. Why did a random visit to another doctor make me so angry? Did I really have some sort of hope there? Did I really want him to make me reconsider? A lump of unspoken thoughts and emotions got stuck in my chest. This hasn't happened to me in a while. I need to write everything down, to the last word. I'm not sure I'll be able to do it. Sometimes I get carried away and couldn't properly articulate my thoughts. So even this time, instead of complaining, I ended up coming clean on some crime I didn't commit. I've waited for an appointment for 3 months, but nobody helped me. Gendo is a bad doctor. He doesn't care about his patients at all. Although I can't really blame him, I don't care about myself at all, too. I crumpled a piece of paper in my hand and threw it to the waste bin. When you want to blame someone, don't blame yourself. I waited for an appointment for 3 months, but nobody helped me. Gendo is a bad doctor. He doesn't care about his patients at all. That's better. I left my complaint right there. A light draft blew through the corridor and swept it to the floor under the stairs. Whatever. I didn't care if anybody was to ever read or do anything about it. In just half an hour, the streets got flooded with people. Just like ants, they went back and forth trying to get home as soon as possible. Home. Must feel nice when you want to return home. In my case, the only 2 things that awaited me there were Grandma and dinner, both of which I hated. I slowed my pace, and then stopped altogether in the middle of the walkway. The pedestrians behind me also slowed down to avoid bumping into the little girl. Sometimes they also elbowed me in the side and shouted, "Hey, watch where you going," at my back. But I didn't care. People around me were alive and dead at the same time. Just like me. Nyan. Hello, kitty. This cat lived here in my neighborhood for around a year. Since the day one of my neighbors threw him into the dumpster. Sometimes I wish Grandma would also throw me out, and then we'd be able to live together with the kitty. Some nights we slept together under the balcony. Those nights were the best in my life. Yes, I was cold and hungry, but at least I wasn't alone. I had a fluffy friend. Grandma didn't like Kitty, just like any other friend I tried to make. When she saw me together with Kitty, she always got mad. She said that he gets fleas and who knows what diseases. I didn't care. I was too lonely to not be friends with Kitty. And if he really has fleas, I'll only gain more friends. Yes, many blood-sucking, disease-infested friends. You know, I'm going to die tonight. Don't get lonely without me, okay? He started rubbing against my leg and meowing, as if he understood what I told him. It's a pity I don't speak the cat language. Does Kitty want to stop me from doing that to myself? Or did he just miss me and is hungry? Stop it, little guy. Stop it, little guy. I've already made my decision. I wanted to believe that this cat needed me. It was more or less the same battered and lonely creature as me. Creatures like Kitty and I should stay together. Live together, or die together. The cat jumped on my lap and started purring. Oh, what am I going to do with you? I hate myself. As heartbreaking as it is. Come on, Kitty. Get down. I need to go home. Kitty didn't get down. Somebody will surely take care of you. Let me go, please. Kitty refused to let me go. Small claws carefully pierced my skin, enough to make me stay, but not enough to hurt me. I bet that if he could talk, he would have said everything I had on my mind. That we're alike, and that we need to stay together. So you're not leaving? Nyan. Kitty jumped down from my lap and strode toward the entrance to my condo. You want to go to my place? This is the least I can do for him. I should take him home and continue living for his sake. In the end, he was the only one who gave me hope. You know Grandma doesn't like you. How can I take you home? I sighed. Sometimes I managed to persuade Grandma. One day we even went to have dinner at a cafeteria. Maybe I can persuade her about Kitty too? Fine. Be a good boy and don't make her mad, okay? I'll think of something. I carefully grabbed the cat and carried him home. Grandma met me in the doorway. I felt terrible looking at her face, twisted by anger.
You brought this filth home? How many times do I have to tell you to stay away from it? I swear, if a single flea from it jumps onto you, I won't care about your braids and will shave you bald. Got it?
Yes, Grandma. I'll wash him and he won't have fleas. Can he stay?
No.
Please? I already almost never ask you for anything. Kitty is my friend.
You don't have friends.
The cat in my hands squirmed and tensed up.
Now give it to me.
Why?
I said give it here.
He's mine. Grandma yanked Kitty out of my hands. He hissed and swayed his paws, scratching at the twisted, bony hands as hard as he could. Grandma didn't care. She carried Kitty into the room, then to the balcony. I ran after them. I didn't make it in time. Kitty was falling down from the 15th floor. His beautiful cat face twisted in a scream. Too bad I don't understand cat language. Kitty, no! Bam. I shuddered. Kitty was no more. Grandma killed him. Although, who am I kidding here? It was me who brought him home. I knew that she doesn't like him, but I still did it. I'm so selfish. I didn't look down. I didn't want to learn what really happened there. I went to my room without saying a word. The room greeted me with a freezing cold atmosphere. Grandma forgot to close the window again. I sat at the table and heaved a deep sigh. Somewhere deep inside, I hoped that something would change today. That something would happen, and I would regain my will to live. The last day of my life ended up being the same as all the others. It's a bit of a shame, but whatever. It's all my fault anyway, as always. No matter what I did, no matter how much I tried to change something for the better, I only made it worse. Dear Grandma, I know how much time and effort you put into me, but I can't keep going like this. My life is meaningless. I always feel lonely. I hate myself. I know that you're not exactly happy with me either. And honestly, I don't think there is a single person in this world who's happy with me. I can't live like this anymore. That's why I'm leaving this world. Please, forgive me if you can. I opened my desk's drawer. Among a pile of junk lay a box cutter knife. I prepared it in advance yesterday. It was time. Code by death. Okay, and that was one ending, and now it's time to try every single bad ending. This time, instead of eating the maggoty porridge, I'd much rather have school cafeteria food, alright? You can eat this garbage yourself. Can't you see? It's swarming with insects. I shoved the plate with porridge away, but apparently a bit too hard. The plate flew off the table and landed somewhere on the floor with a happy clink. Flakes of porridge and bugs were now mixed with ceramic shards. There's no way anybody in this world would call this edible now. Grandma didn't even flinch, but her glare was foreboding. It felt inhuman. I didn't care. She can get angry all she wants. She can hit me. She can even kill me. I'll die later today anyway, so who cares? She just put a glass full of vitamins, ferments, and God knows what else is in front of me without saying a word. My pills. You little piece of... Don't you at least feel ashamed? Her glare didn't bode well for me. I spend my entire pension on you. I cook for you. I take care of your health. And you... Her bony fingers clutched my hair and pulled it down. I've lost my footing. My lungs are grasping for air. And you can't even take a single pill before sleep? Did you forget the mess you made without them last time? Huh? Her hair pressed on the back of my head. It also started with bugs in your food that time. Do you think I'd want to poison you? Look at what you've done, you little... The stench of acid and rot attacked my nostrils. I just stayed silent and waited for this torture to end. Sometimes Grandma would get really angry, and then would vent that anger on me. It wasn't painful or humiliating. I felt nothing. I got used to this treatment. I guess it's difficult to treat a person you don't understand at all any other way. I guess she will never understand how it feels when a single tiny pill sucks the soul out of you. How it feels when everything that makes you alive gets taken away.
Open your mouth.
I need to go to school.
Open your mouth.
No! A whipping slap landed on my face. Gnarled, wrinkly hands reached out toward me and shoved a pill in my mouth. And another one, mezyme. And then another one, fish oil. And another one, Avit. And then another one, Linux Tech Tips. And another one, calcium. And then another one. Yeah, that one. And another one. And then a mouthful of water. The medicine traveled down my esophagus, drowning my body in their medicinal effects. At least, that's what I'd like to believe. You know what? It's time to break up. This person's not healthy. Abusive, toxic, narcissistic. It's like that shrimp breaking the chains meme. We should break up. I regretted uttering those words the moment they left my lips. I'm so selfish. I'm the most selfish person on earth. How could I inflict so much pain on someone who's dear to me? Although, who am I kidding here? I'm a bad girlfriend. I hurt him all the time. Sometimes he also hurt me. And at those moments I felt like he was a total stranger. The most disgusting and unbearable person of all. A maggot. And then it always turned out he had not done anything of the sort. And it was just my imagination. I'm just getting on his nerves. It's okay. Now he'll be able to meet someone better. It's usually sad to think about something like this, but I was nonetheless calmer than before. I guess I'm not that bad of a person if, even at a moment like this, I could care about him.
Very funny.
I'm serious. He furrowed his brow.
Wait, but why?
It was the first time I saw him truly at a loss for words. He grabbed my wrist and squeezed it. Let me go. His grip grew even stronger in reply. It hurts. My boyfriend was looking me straight in the eye, unblinking. Why? Did he decide I was lying to him again?
You can't just do this to me. Are you really this cruel? Why are you leaving the only person who cares about you? You'll stay worthless without me.
He moved closer and whispered something truly despicable in my ear. Even though he was outwardly calm, I knew he was boiling with rage. His toxic saliva soaked my blouse, and I was pretty sure it almost permeated my skin. But for some reason, I just didn't care. The things he said were absolutely true. I am pathetic and worthless. Nobody will remember me when I die. I know. Now let me go. Tried to yank my hand away, but to no avail.
You're not going anywhere.
I hate this guy. I already hate this person with every fiber of my being.
You're so silly. Why can't you understand that I love you?
He pulled me close despite my protests. I hammered everything I could with my fists. If I could hit every square centimeter of his body, that's exactly what I would have done. Give him the old Joe Star Platinum treatment. Leave me alone.
Why do you hate me so much?
His arms embraced me, and I stopped resisting. I love you.
You believe me, right? Give me another chance. We'll be fine.
His grip weakened. I immediately slipped out of his embrace and ran into the school building. The classes will start soon. I don't remember what I was doing, what I thought about, or what I said. I just remember the reddened face of my boyfriend. An ex-boyfriend, at that point. Every break, he waited for me in the corridor. He shouted something about love, that he was really sorry. That we will surely do better soon. That I'm heartless. That I should go. Did I reply to any of that? I can't remember. My head was filled with a ringing silence. The veil was lifted, and I didn't find a single heavy thought under it. You know what? This time, let's tell the truth. Can I really trust him? Grandma dragged me to a countless number of specialists. Something in my body always broke down, and she desperately tried to fix it. Even though, realistically, I should have been dumped at a junkyard ages ago. Just like a doll with a torn off head. She always grumbled that I'm embarrassing her in front of others. She said that only psychos go to doctors like those. So I guess everything she said was true then. Am I really so abnormal? Since she sent me here, to Gendo, I must really be hopeless. Does Grandma want them to prescribe me new medications? I'm way beyond help. And I've got nothing to lose. I will kill myself today. There's nothing tying me to this world. Grandma hates me. My ex-boyfriend said that nobody would ever like someone like me. Everybody at school tries to stay away from me. They think I'm crazy. I almost always feel alone. I don't know how to get out of all of this. It's getting harder and harder to find hope. And yesterday, I realized that I can't go on like this anymore. I don't know why I'm telling you this, when I've already decided for myself. Well, maybe it's to justify all those months I've spent waiting. Playful flames flashed in the doctor's eyes. You know what? Somewhere deep inside you feel pity toward yourself. Am I right? I nodded after a moment of hesitation. Poor sad child. There's no one to comfort and console you apart from yourself, right? Oh no, don't. Is this doctor? Oh no. He smiled. This must be how a carnivore smiles before dealing a killing blow to its prey. You know... After playing with it for a little while, and before taking its life and devouring it. And what did you do to help yourself? Nobody loves you. Have you seen yourself in the mirror? Just look at your braids and glasses. It's no wonder nobody takes you seriously. What else did you complain about? If you don't like living with your grandma, just get out of the house. As easy as that. Find yourself a proper job and get out. But I'm still 16. I won't be able to get a job. Doesn't matter. If you really wanted to, you would have been able to do it. You probably think you have depression, right? Or that your problems are huge. Listen to me, an adult. Depression was made up by nasty kids like you. You had to justify your laziness somehow, right? Here's your diagnosis. You're just a petulant child. If it's easier for you to die than to fight for yourself, then I don't see why you shouldn't kill yourself. Curiosity in the doctor's eyes waned and he switched his gaze to the documents. I see. I left the office. I guess Grandma was right, after all. I'm hopeless. Okay, so it wasn't... That's still bad, but it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I thought that that psychiatrist was like a creep, you know? Like FBI open up sort of deal. Nyan. I feel bad. I feel bad about the other decision. Kitty didn't deserve that. Stop it, Kitty. I carefully placed him on the ground and stood up. Let's go. I'll buy you something nice to eat. Kitty clearly knew what this word meant. He became lively again and ran toward the closest grocery store. After just 5 minutes, he was eating sour cream out of a jar. Do cats like sour cream? I don't know, seems like an unusual choice. Not the cheapest treat, but he deserved it. Especially since they didn't have any milk in the store for some reason. It probably got sold out. You know, a girl probably came in and bought all of the milk inside the bag of milk inside the bag of milk. Too bad that nobody will take care of Kitty after I'm gone. Too bad I won't be able to help him anymore. Too bad that this sour cream is the last thing I can do for him. I hate myself. Enjoy the meal. Kitty didn't even turn around and just continued eating the sour cream. Farewell. I stood up quietly and went toward the entrance to my condo. I didn't want to look back, but I still did it halfway. The cat was still eating his treat, paying the world around him no mind. So that's what he really wanted. Kitty just wanted to survive. He wasn't going to be friends with me. I hope things go well for him. Where have you been? At the doctor. You made the appointment yourself. How did it go? Okay. Did you get a new prescription? Did I need to? Are you crazy? Your pills don't work anymore. You need something stronger. I don't. I want to be alone. I'm sorry. I won't have dinner. Before she could start complaining, I ran to my room and locked the door. The room greeted me with a freezing cold atmosphere. Grandma forgot to close the window again. Okay, this seems like it's just the same ending as all of the other ones, so I'm just going to skip ahead until I get the other ending. Grandma forgot to close the window again. It's all her fault. My life would have been much better without her. Maybe I wouldn't even need to die. Or maybe it's the other way around, and her life would have been better without me. Who knows? I don't want to think about that now. She will soon suspect something is wrong and try to get into my room, which means I don't have much time. I knew where Grandma stored the sedatives. There were many packages of pills inside her nightstand, but I needed a specific one. With trembling hands, I squeezed the pills out of their packaging, just like the pimples on my face in the morning. When the whole package lay on my palm, I quickly stuffed the pills in my mouth and swallowed them. This should be enough to fall asleep and never wake up. This time, I sighed with relief. The deed is done. There's only one last thing to do. Dear Grandma, all this time I felt like you were poisoning my life. You fed me rotten food with worms. You killed everything that was dear to me. You stuffed me with all sorts of pills so I would stay out of your way. You never loved me. And I never loved you. I always knew I was a burden for you. I hope that now, when I'm dead, you'll feel better. Just know that the only person responsible for my death is you. My whole body was washed over by weakness. I didn't resist it. It was time. So that was this morning I decided to die. I really like the art style. Really not bad. Like really good for a first game CTC. I feel like you're going to do really good stuff in the future. I know that some people in the reviews have a problem with the ending. That it's a bit... that there isn't a quote-unquote good ending, so to speak, but I do think that it is a bit realistic as to what an actual person would do in that situation. And I do have my own little conspiracy theory. that the first ending, which is kind of just like a general, I guess, quote-unquote bad ending, is that she possibly doesn't actually go through with it. And I say this because whenever you're that depressed, sometimes you don't even have the energy to follow through with your own plans, right? Whereas in the other ending, where she seems to be building up her own confidence, taking action for herself, I'd say that ending, she's kind of in a manic state, right? And so, it's not as if her depression went away. It's not as if all of her problems went away. We clearly see that nothing changed, really. She just decided to start trying to take her own action. But in the end, she has like enough willpower to actually follow through with her plans, right? And it's a bit of a depressing ending, but I do think that it is... this is just my guess, but I think it is leaning more towards being a bit more realistic, right? Some people will say it's absurd that someone can be that unfortunate within their life, but that actually does happen, So, yeah. Anyway, I hope that wherever you are, you have a good day, evening, or night. And stay safe, everybody.